Good morning. So I wanted to give a quick tour of my food forest. This is just my front yard area. So this is kind of the entrance right here. So in this pot here we've got Jerusalem artichoke and some walking onions. Got turmeric and some onions in this bed. Oh, we got peppers and hibiscus and Mexican sunflower, lemongrass. There's my clump of bananas, more hibiscus, elderberries all over the place, lemongrass, turmeric, moringa. There's a bottlebrush tree in the center there for the pollinators. This is one of my mulberries. We've got this bed here is all asparagus around the mulberry. And we've got moringa and hibiscus. Isn't that beautiful with the morning sunshine shining on them? Now this is a first year food forest. These moringas were actually here before, but they die back completely to the ground each winter. So as soon as that first frost comes, the night before we harvest all of the leaves off these plants. And then after the frost, I come back and I chop this stalk down to about a foot off the ground. And it just rots away the next year, and then a new shoot will spring up in the spring. So this we call Citrus Alley. Let me go around. So Citrus Alley starts right here, and we've got citrus every 4 feet or so on both sides. They're little cuttings that I took from last year. So this is a dwarf Meyer lemon, and I've got some mini orange. I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. Some more citrus. So we've got citrus about every 4 feet along this aisle here. And of course this is my trellis. We've taken everything down. There is some beans trying to grow. Beans growing up this trellis. We've had 3 or 4 different crops on these trellises this season. More citrus, hibiscus. We've got a few moringa in here. And because this is all first year food forest, we have a lot of annuals in here this year. So we've pulled out all the tomatoes because they're done for the season. But you can still see we've got a bunch of peppers and basil and stuff in here. There's a new fig there. We've got sweet potato vines on the ground. We've heavily wood chipped this bed to cut down on the weeds, feed the plants. It'll eventually turn into a good quality topsoil. It'll compost down. I've got a bunch of elderberries in here I've taken from cuttings. I'm growing the American elderberry variety. And so I've just taken lots and lots of cuttings from my plants and making new plants. This lemongrass border here I planted strategically so that we could get some privacy here. I plan to put in a wooden swing here as these plants can mature. There's a big elderberry there in the center of that hibiscus. Now hibiscus is seasonal here, so it will die back and we'll have to start new plants. I actually learned yesterday from Gail of Food Forest Abundance that you can take cuttings from hibiscus and just stick them in the ground and they root. So I'm going to try that. We got basil, more hibiscus. I have black currants here. They're struggling. I think when they go dormant, I'm going to dig them up and move them. You can see that they're hanging on. They're alive, but they're not happy. So we're going to move them and try them somewhere else. Dragon fruit. We've got holy basil behind it. There is a peach back here somewhere, right there, little tiny peach. Its leaves are starting to fall off. More moringa. Elderberry. This elderberry is actually flowering right now. It was another plant I made from cuttings. I've got some okra kind of interspersed in there. Now this bed is mostly mint, so I've got orange mint, chocolate mint, mojito mint in here, and there's also 5 small fig trees in here. Of course there's the hibiscus and it just grows like crazy. So there's elderberries in here, figs, okras. There's a prickly pear in here that started from seed. Some Tabasco peppers, and this right here is medicinal. This came wild. This is plantain. Lots and lots of nutrition in that plant and lots of medicinal value. Oh look, this tiny little fig is actually trying to produce figs. How cool. This is a star fruit. I started from a store-bought star fruit. I started it from seed. And it died completely back in this pot last season, and I thought it was gone, but it's coming back just in time for the next frost. So this whole bucket's gonna have to get moved to the greenhouse. And we do plan to heat the greenhouse. So that's my food forest. I didn't show the far two beds. They're a work in progress. They're very weedy, so I didn't go over there, but it will eventually get wood chips, and it'll be weeded and then wood chipped, and then we'll plant in it. That's our little food forest in our front yard. This fig tree actually has figs that are almost ready. Not quite yet, but close. I've been eating figs off this one all season. Now this fig tree has been here for 3 years. It's one of the first trees I put in when we redid the front yard. Just in this front yard, we have over 100 moringa trees. We have a pear, a peach, 7 figs. We've got 15 citrus, and we've got 20 elderberry. We've got bananas. We've got 2 Anna apple, 2 olive bushes. There's one of the little Anna apples right in there. We've got some papaya in here, 2 mulberry, and lots of little clumps of bananas. You can kind of see them back there. So my little mini food forest.